This looks kind of odd here. There you go. So I had to change. Yeah, my streaming was not working. My system had another error again. This one's working fine. Just have to figure out what I'm doing here. So yeah, I even sent support 2 tickets about it, and they didn't do anything about it. So yeah, I'm late, 20 minutes late. Jeez, yeah. So I'm on Facebook, but I don't know if anybody's even watching. Maybe I can actually keep a track of this stuff because I couldn't really know where people or anybody was anywhere. So I guess new timeline, new system. I guess we'll see how this goes. Let me check a couple of things. See if anything is. I don't know where I'm checking. Yeah. So I'll just check one place. I think YouTube's working. I'm assuming. It's not going to the. It's not going to. Looks like it's all right. It's not going to the Facebook page. Not that anybody's there to look. I can check the stats on it because they make things a little bit more complicated here. So it's kind of inconvenient. Of course, yeah. I'm not sure if anybody really. I don't know. Who knows? You never know. All right. Yeah. Yesterday got shot. Jeez. And who knows? Technically, I guess I can record these earlier and then post them. It's just kind of like, what's the point of recording it and then posting it? Because I have to post it to 4 places or 5 places. I can just do it at one stream. So anyway, clear out the frequencies. So yeah, I guess new for energy. So so. To share my screen. I have no idea where I'm sharing it at. So, alright, we'll figure it out. Alright, thanks for joining us. I guess I have an idea of where people are coming from for once. Interesting. So, back to the boss's energy getting some soul transition kicked off the planet, basically. Obviously, that's kind of a controversial subject matter, but pretty common though. So if you're given, obviously a span of time to be here, you're actually given quite some time to do what you need to do. Around my boss's energy, I guess you can say when I started doing this, like 10 years ago, I guess that was the time for him to check out, basically. But instead he hung on there. Didn't need to, but he did anyway. So anyway, so yeah, it took a rainstorm to kick him off the planet. Yeah, because I woke up this morning and feel like it was all part of the plan. Because it was just hanging in there. It's like, yeah, and that was definitely something that was hard to get rid of. Yeah, I guess I feel like it could live to like 90. It's like, there's some people are here for 90 for whatever reason. But then there's some that's like, you know what, you need to go. So it's like a freaking rainstorm. And even the new place that we're in, it's a commercial place, and we're the only ones that were flooded. Everyone else seems to be fine. They might have got a raindrop here and there, but we got flooded. So it was there when it happened too. It didn't have to be there during it happened, or it didn't have to happen at all. So it took Noah's Ark to, the Great Flood to kick him off the planet. So yeah, it's funny how some are just so scared of dying and all that. But you can't overstay. Yeah, if it's that's why all the spiritual work, no matter what people say, you like it, don't, or whatever. It's controversial. I believe in secret space programs and mind control, and sometimes they are a program. Like, you can become the program. Yeah, something to be proud of. But it's also a pretty healing process. There's different energies with that. But yeah, it's like too much of a good thing. But at least with all the spiritual growth, you can. It's like detached from the physical. At least not fully detached, but when your time's to go, you can feel it. Of course, someone, probably myself included, rather leave sooner than later, but you can't. Yeah, you literally. Yeah, that's the other. That's the opposite of it. It's like you're not going anywhere. Shit. Shit. So don't even bother trying. I mean, energetically you can try, but that's about it. Drinking yourself to death won't work, and overdose doesn't always work. And I'm promoting that, but yeah, I just got to wing it. Yeah, it's tough. But yeah, those that are like physically which is majority of the population, is just holding on to physicality. Just especially if you're you know into technology too. You're just obsessed with little trinkets and all that. I mean, I could be always seen as a grim reaper in some ways. That's true. We used to, but to help with that transition, I mean, when you're done, you're done. So anyway, yeah, it's a tough one. Shit. Well, not sure. Let me check something. Rumble might not be working. Oh, that's not good. Sorry. Go away. And change the. I'm not sure if this is streaming on Rumble. I can't get Rumble to work for anything. I don't think anybody can. I just want to check it once. It might not be. Oh, no, it's working. Good. Just nobody's looking at it. At least it's working. That was one of their glorified ads. Yeah, their ads are kind of gross. So yeah, I'm just still getting used to this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this. There's not much to choose from out there. This is probably a more decent one though. So yeah, overstating your welcome. So that's what all the spiritual crazy, at the end of the day. Now some are like worried about like where they're gonna go. More trickster frequencies, right? Well, you're gonna go as you're gonna go. I mean, you're gonna go if you need controversy. You're gonna go where controversy is. I mean, you have time to sort that out too. Um, I can't worry about it. Some if they feel like they need to go to hell, they'll go to hell. That's just the way it is. And it's like fuck it. It's like you don't have to go there, but some feel like they need to go there. If you gotta go, you gotta go. And it doesn't mean that they're gonna be stuck there. It just means that some feel like they just And there's a lot of that here. No self love, no self respect, self loathing. It's a big thing here. So you'd be surprised how many go there and just go get kicked around like a softball, and then maybe transition back here because they just don't think anything of themselves. So not much you can do about that. You're here to save the world, that's for sure. So yeah, all this is a little bit controversial, but what are we gonna do? Can't make them all happy. Yeah. So for example, my boss's energy. Yeah, he's like the way he was going. Like he wanted to live. I guess to live to 90. Everyone was dying around him, and he kind of overstayed at least 10 years. At least that's what I'm getting. Yeah, 'cause I mean, I kept putting energy out there. Looking at some of the stuff I have to do. It's like, what are you doing here half the time? It's like, so, and I pulled back from work a lot too. So kind of like leaving the door. You can't suck all my frequency. So, and you end up getting kicked out of here because it was a struggle when he tried to hold on, even when he was on his way out. So. So you have stuff to hold on to, like you have a business to hold on to, or you have a person to hold on to. It just kind of messed up. One thing, if you have a business to hold on to or a hobby or whatever it is, that's one thing. You can soul suck that thing to death, but you can hold on to people. That's not so great. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, and you try to, if they're transitioning, they can sometimes try to go into that person, which is not good. It's their worse, or if their own kids. Well, if the kid is okay with it, then sure, why not? I guess, right? That's their deal. You know, they're welcoming it, but then when they're so it's transitioning out of here and those who force themselves into someone, it's a whole different story, which they can do to some level. It doesn't mean they'll be successful with it, but they can cause some trouble there. So yeah, this is kind of yeah. Anyway, but a lot of people are afraid. The biggest thing is afraid where they're going to go after they die. And yeah, it all depends if you gotta heal the fear. Let's put it that way. You just can't worry about it, and you know you'll go to where you need to go. You know, for your highest good. Let's put it that way. It's the best thing, but some aren't. That's not good enough. Like they still feel like they're going to be damned. You know, there's not much you can do about that. But it's an individual. You can still go in the spirit realm and still damn yourself. I mean, you can go to a higher frequency and still hate yourself, I guess. You just would be more. You'll still be vulnerable to the lower frequencies. You'll be able to see them more clearly, though. You see, you know, you might be in the spirit realm where everything's nice, and all of a sudden you have a demon on you. You know. Yeah. At least you get to see it. Now, you have a problem, it's another story. You have no problem with it, it's like, damn. So, yeah, anyway, yeah, this is all stuff that, you know, you're not going to put this on mainstream anything. Let's see if this works. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, maybe that didn't work. Okay. It might not record the audio, it says. Okay, alright, we'll just see how this goes. I don't know what I'm doing. There you go. Probably no audio is what it's saying. I'm not sure. I have no idea. Okay, alright, so I'm going to call my private sessions. Schedule. The shop here, maybe. Okay, that's all I need to do. That's it. Yeah, it does this weird. I don't know how to fix that. That was spotlight thing. You have to. Oh, because it's for guests and all that. That's why. I probably should not be hitting stuff. I don't know what it does. There's a lot of stuff on this thing. I have no idea. Yeah, you can turn this into Disneyland. Yeah, I better not do that. I'm on it, yo. I'm on a, yeah, they have all these different scenes, but I'm probably on the wrong one. But anyway, it's good enough. Or maybe not. So anyway, who cares? Okay, all right. So far, so good. I would have been on 20 minutes earlier, but the system I was working, I'm not sure if anybody's even there anymore. Because they're not answering any calls for help, technical help. So, and it's funny though, I tested YouTube this morning, it was fine. And I did it again, and it's not working, so it must be on their end. It might be, yeah, YouTube, Google's been having some issues or whatever too. I messaged support on YouTube or on Google, and they didn't find any problems. It's like, great. I had just imagined it, the whole thing, so yeah, because I had a problem with Hangouts, so, or Google Meet, whatever they call it. So anyway, all right, okay, we're going to transition energy or death. Kicked off the planet energies. We're going to the astral realms and connect to that. Give you some perspective. Priscilla just walked in the room. Yeah, standing ovation. Yeah, you gonna come over here or not? Maybe not. So Well, she's thinking about it. And not anymore. Okay, all right. So, here we go. All right, blessings. Here we go. Greens to the energies from astral neutral connection. Yeah, souls who get blocked here, you can say, or find a way to block themselves from the astral plane to the non-physical realms. Well, being human is like it's like a trinket. For some it's a toy. For some it's just obviously it's an experience, but it's a vehicle, an avatar vehicle, and that's why you get old. It's like your vehicle is broken now. It's dying. You need to, because if that wasn't the case, you all be here for like thousands of years in a body which isn't a bad thing. But for this experience, you really want to continue this experience for 1,000 years, and many would probably say no. Then again, there's quite a few that probably say yes, and never transition anywhere. Just really just wasting. Now there's worlds like that where it's like you're driving on a flat tire, from Florida to Cleveland or around the world, give or take. But this experience here is designed to be, as you can see, temporary. And you have actually more time than you need. Some don't feel that way. Of course, that's a lot of the human programming that's here, but there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just some do when they overstay their welcome, that's when the body starts to break down even more. Doesn't mean that you'll leave, because sometimes certain souls can repair it to some level. Like it's a flat tire, I'll just put some patchwork on that on their frequency, but you can't do it forever. And there's others that make a career into dying, as some of you have noticed. Yeah, they're on their deathbed for 5-10 years, 5 to 8 years. Some that are in your what do you call them? Your living facilities for the old, or for the not hospice, but we can't access the word, probably because they don't want us to talk. But either way, for the elderly, when you're living assistants, some need that to let go of the physical. That's why it's so difficult. To like, wow, this bad thing's happened, that bad thing's happened, family's out talking to me, I better go. And it might not be the best exit strategy, but at least it's an exit. It's like some are just fighting. And yes, you can sit there and die for 5 years and sometimes that's, it depends on who's around them can keep them here. There's lessons to be learned there. So it's like, now I'm in a vegetable state. I'm going to be there for some time. And because that's another part of your experience here. A lot of that happens for those that have had a pretty decent life. Sometimes they're vampires that are just soul-sucking the frequencies out of everyone. And they're just, in some ways, it sounds strange, but they're in a vegetative state. It's almost like giving back. Well, it's a reflection. It's for others to let go, because you've been vampiring their frequency for such a long time. It's time for them to kind of like put the stake into you and just let you go, to reflect on what happened. It's like, we can't let you die yet. We have to kind of like either forgive you or dislike you, or try to figure some disconnect there. Because if you're vampiring your family members or loved ones, whoever, it's hard to just leave just like that. It's up to that, you can say, the victim, to let you go. And I'm not going into all the details of that. Just realize, if you do get kicked out of the planet, you'll go exactly where you need to go. It's like, why did I make that harder than it needed to be? Usually when they get into where, the spirit realm, where they need to be, it's like, Well, I didn't have to be a pain in the ass. Didn't it? Wow, man, that's just sometimes when you become human in the physical, yeah, you become a different person. And you do different things, and it just the way it is. It's just, and you come here to heal that. Doesn't mean you're successful. Of course, you have all the worries of being human and everything. It's hard to, and that's part of the programming here. Some of that's the archon frequency of just trying. Well, because you're here to see if you're sometimes when you're living in bliss, you're part of the program. You're part of the system, and some of you are trying to break through it, break out of it, not be part of it. And so that's why you feel like you're outside, and it's like, oh, and I got to worry about everything. Am I going to this going to happen? Is my mortgage going to go down? It's like you're outside the system technically. You're being controversial, but if you're part of the system, no worries, right? It all depends. Even spiritually, you become more aligned and not worried too. It all depends on where you're at, and if you're alone. When you're alone on this journey, and even if you have other friends, you still can be alone. It's hard to heal that anxiety. So, but as for your one moment, transitioning here, like what your incarnation here, of course, uh, it's like going into a library of your, you know, yourself, like sometimes the dark side of yourself. So incarnating into a physical earth like this, you're just going into like an avatar version that you need to heal. Sometimes it can be parasitic, not always. Sometimes it can be easygoing, whatever it might be. And it's just something that you need to flesh out. So you're being this character. You might not even like. That's why so many don't like them. So many don't like themselves. It's an aspect of them, a frequency they need to overcome. So then it's like I hate myself and all this. Well, the idea is to bring love to that part of yourself, whatever that might be. It's that insecurity. And yeah, it might take lifetimes for that. But yeah, you could be a character that you don't really like. It's like, so you have the soul energy, and you're always different aspects, always different, parts of you. And there could be some parts of you that is dragging. So you incarnate here to kind of go into that vulnerable side of yourself, to release that vulnerability. So when you're in the higher realms, you go faster, you're quicker, you understand things better. Because you can feel, even as a spirit being, you feel a drag at some point. So you just heal that, you just confront it. But what world can you do that? Can you go to the Pleiades? Can you go to, and it can, like, so if you go to, like, to heal yourself, you go to, like, the Pleiades, for example, it might, calm it down a little bit, the anxiety, but it's not enough to cure it. So you come to this world to truly face it, like face your darkness. For better or for worse. Like souls that have sold themselves out. Yeah, that can be an aspect of themselves. And yeah, so your incarnation here could be hellfire. Like you might be very attractive here and popular, and but you're almost like burning. Like the soul, like Britney Spears shows some of that. Like she just toxic fire, like fire. People, toxic individuals, X situation. It's like, but there's contracts to get to certain places quicker. Like we just use Britney Spears. It's like, I want to be a singer, but I want to be a pop singer. So you kind of sell part of yourself out, and now you have all these, father handler, psychotic relationship, and so on. But at least you got the music, the finances are always coming in easily. It's kind of like a deal with the devil to some level. Yeah, it's not what it's cracked up to be, though. But that's what they need to learn, though. It's like they have a dark side within themselves. They don't want to watch themselves burn. That's part of that, too. It's like sometimes you have to do that. It's like, okay, I've had enough of this. Sometimes they don't have enough of it, as you can see. Some can make a calm, meaning like they can make peace with themselves, like a Justin whatever his name is, Termulane, or whatever his, we don't have his name right now. But one of Britney Spears' ex's situation, like he made more peace with it. So he's, where he like dialed it down. It's like, I don't need all the success. Might every now and then, but I don't need to be on billboards and all that. I think the NSYNC person or something like that. But So there's a way of like dialing it down. I don't need to be popular. Be popular, but you can find your soul. Like you can backtrack from that sellout energy and go more into yourself and actually improve. Britney Spears is not doing it. Not really. No. There's Katy Perry. Her energy is, that's not really her, really. That is some other entity at this point. There's might be fractals of her, but really it's more someone else running that show at this time. Somebody might notice either way. Alright, so blessings.